Hey, during the holidays, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, before I went no contact with my family of origin, I think this month is 13 years, I think, and that may have been the second time I told them. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I've lived a lot since then and had a good life overall. Except for another dysfunctional family. Not mine. Anyway, dysfunctional families. During the holidays, it was always a terror to me. It was a horrible experience. I lived about 7 hours drive away from there. No planes that would be close enough. The hassle, to do it all would be too much. And the planes were, where you would be flying to, it would still require another 1.5 to 2 hour drive, and I wouldn't have a vehicle, so I would drive. It was about around, say, let's average, because I lived in different places, but average when I would go there would be around 7 hours of drive. I'd get there, and I'm guessing somebody would call one of my sisters that was a holy terror. She still is. She may still be. I don't know. But she was just barely older than I, really. And she would get there. She lived a few blocks over, and she would get there so fast, and she comes storming through the front door, and she would say, "What are you here for? To cause trouble?" I had just gotten there after 7 hours of driving. Okay, I hadn't been there in probably a year or so, and this is what I would face each and every time. Well, little did I know, because 7 hours and I didn't live there and I hardly was ever there. She was bad-mouthing me to everybody who would listen so she could get attention. She was calling me all kinds of names, saying I did all kinds of behaviors and I was so mean and hateful to her all my life. And so she had a lot to cover up, and that I might hear the truth. And then she would get called on the carpet. See, because she was one of those behind the scenes. She may still be, but like I said, when I say past tense, they're all still alive, except for my parents. But I'm saying past tense because I really don't know anymore what they're like. They never really have been in my life much as an adult, hardly ever. It was always when I would go, pretty much always when I would go there, and I didn't like to go every year. It was just a long drive, and Texas, it's a lot of just wide open spaces, and I can't tell you how many tornadoes I've seen. And I think the last time we went there, speaking of tornadoes, the last time Adam and I went there, and that was, it wasn't to see any of them, and I didn't see any of them. It was in 2014, and on our way there, we drove through Houston, and right before Houston, and we weren't close to being there yet. It was probably like maybe close to the halfway mark, and drove through Houston, and I was looking to the right of me. He was driving, and I was in the passenger seat, looking out my window. And I'm not new to this planet, and I wasn't then either. But it was something interesting. I think I was real tired or sleepy or something. I looked and I said, "Look at that! It looks like ghosts, black ghosts. Like you see on anything that is a cartoon and it shows a ghost, like Casper, but not Casper, but the other ones. I guess I don't remember Casper. I don't remember what they look like, but it was like long. And I said, it looks like a bunch of black ghosts chasing one another in a circle." Hello, I'm from Texas. I know what a twister is. Like, people think we all call them twisters. Oh my God, the goodness, the stereotypes of Texans, I tell you. We Texans. Anyway, so Adam, he just kind of froze, He was driving. I guess I was sleepy or something. And then, of course, it all kind of catches on what that meant. And we got the heck out of Dodge. Oh, that's another Texan thing people say. Oh, shame on me. I'm showing a stereotype. I'm not wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots and the big old rodeo belt buckle and western wear and blue jeans. And my accent's not real thick. Anyway, I'm in a funny mood today. And by the way, I'm probably one of the most educated people you will ever know. from university, undergraduate and graduate. Over 20 years. Wow, career student. I wanted to bust some stereotypes. But anyway, so anyway, we got there, okay? We got there, the weather was terrible, and we were staying in a hotel room in La Quinta, and my goodness, the storms and all that, and we didn't go see anybody, and trying to drive on the highways, oh my goodness. But I did not see anybody while I was there. I drove that far. I refused to see anybody. They didn't know I was there. So then the reason I was there was my mother was in the hospital, and we had went and saw her, and she was pretty bad off. So she didn't make it, but they wanted us to make a decision. And from what I had heard, I didn't see any of them, but wanted all of the siblings to make a decision on if we wanted to keep her alive on life support or whatever. And I refused to say yes. I mean, I refused to say that go ahead and take her off. I refused to say to take her off. And they said she's in her 70s, and that's just, what kind of quality of life? You're playing God. Now, it would have been a totally different story. F, and F, and F, and F, and F. But no, I probably wouldn't have never agreed. It's not me to play God. That's my view, and I'm sticking to it. So, and she was not in pain. So, it was just cheapness. So much else going on there. But the rest of them, they decided yes. I decided no. They were not going to let her die. So, when they did, another reason I refused to have anything to do with any of them. Differences in views, and I'm not changing my mind on that one. And anyway, yeah, because I know about people who believe in stuff like it's just too much trouble, and she was trouble, when you're dealing with somebody's life. It's your mom. She was in a nursing home, and she's not trouble for you. Oh boy, this turned out to be dark, didn't it? Very dark. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to go and wrap it up.